to That Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. The good, bad guys of Wrestling Podcast are back talking all things of the week that was in professional wrestling. Oh, I feel it. I feel it. This is going to be for some of us, the fourth in a row, for all of us collectively, the third straight SummerSlam. It is upon us. We're about ready to hit the road to Cleveland, Ohio. And as shitty as that is, it's still going to be a hell of a weekend. The gang is all here. Jason, Kevin, Joe, I'm Brian. Woo. Guys, how are we feeling? We're on the eve. And I think legitimately, this is the third then time that we've all been together, right? Yeah. There hasn't been anything where we've all been together in one place.
Because remember, the first one was all outside at your Brian.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I meant like since the SummerSlams
after that. So we've only been together 4 times in the 3 years that this podcast happened. Okay. Now, there's been different iterations.
Right.
Yeah. Kevin and I went to Vegas twice. I've had lunch with Joe and his wife twice.
We went to Payback together.
Yes.
So different iterations.
Yeah.
But only the 4th time in the history of this 3-year, almost 200 episode podcast that will be in the same place. Now, if you go to our YouTube channel at That Wrestling Podcast, there are video documentation of these events, including Brian almost jumping over a railing last year in Detroit. Me singing Friends in Low Places in Nashville. And I don't know what the other guys have done, but yeah. Joe, wanting to go to a museum.
That wasn't in there. And I went, it was a Johnny Cash museum, and Brian did too. And
did you guys sit in a chair?
Girls. No,
they didn't let us sit in it.
But long story short,
that sucks.
I just,
and I'm just there.
I'm in a mood. So I don't know what this is about to turn into the next hour.
Should I leave?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. For me, and
you'll see him in person. At time of recording, you're going to see him in person in about 18 hours, I think. So get it out of your system now.
I'm glad he's gone.
He literally
I feel
left.
better now. I'm not in a mood anymore because Joe's gone.
Oh, well, that's all right. It's one way to make things
let's
better.
Get started. Let's talk about WWE.
He's creeping up on us. There he goes. He's popping back. Let's start there, guys. I thought that'd be fun. I don't know. I'm feeling a little nostalgic because it's pretty cool. Once is great. Twice, it's like you're starting a tradition. And here we are on the eve of the third time. It's like we've really made this a thing, which I think is fantastic. When you look back, and Kevin and Jay, we could start with you guys because, like you said, 4th SummerSlam for you guys when you talk about the Vegas SummerSlam. Let's start with just like favorite matches. Give me 2 or 3 that when you think about these past, in your cases, 3 years that come to mind when you've been.
Go ahead, Kev.
Yeah, I will just a shout out. I'll give a nice shout out to Jay because that 4 times in a row, that's a lot, man. And I remember Jay was just like, hey, can you make Vegas maybe? And I remember I was in my old office, looked at airfare, and I was like, I think I can pack a backpack. Because I flew out like, it was Allegiant or something, where you basically was
bag
like,
fee for everything.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was like, whoa, I think I could pack in a backpack. And I think I packed like 3 pairs of shorts, 5 t-shirts. I packed like a king-size suitcase in a backpack.
It was crazy that this kid brought a fucking backpack for 3 days and bought more merch on top of that at the store. Like, traveling is weird for me because I can never figure out the like shampoo and how many ounces of shampoo can you take off the airplane, like that stuff. So that's why I always check a bag. Prior to the show, Kevin was making fun of the way I look because I have a haircut.
Oh, it looks nice though.
And it's because I shampoo and condition, Kevin.
Dang,
that it looks like this.
Yeah, mine is like Brillo pen.
The fact that you can travel in a fucking backpack, I don't understand how that's possible.
Well, it was possible because first time ever to Vegas, might I add, and I say thank you for that. Getting off the airplane, hot as hell, get to the hotel, and just the whole feel, right? That started my SummerSlam adventure of 4 years in a row coming up at this weekend. That in itself makes one of the top of my list. Matches, experiences, everything. So kudos to you, Jay, for that. But over the course of the years, I won't go into too much detail. I know I like to go into a lot of detail on the matches. Just little ones when we were in Nashville with the tractor, with Roman versus Brock, I thought was so cool. Last year, Cody versus Brock was so cool. And just the experiences with you guys is what makes going to SummerSlam is cool and watching wrestling, but drinking beers, having guy time, walking down the street, and we're really like buzzing, drunk, eating gas station pizza.
Allegedly.
That in itself is just as great as the wrestling. And that's what I look forward to tomorrow night, tonight, tomorrow night, in the next 48 hours, guys. That's what makes it for me.
You know, I watched the Nashville vlog.
Oh, shit.
The phrase, it's not that bad.
I did see Joe say that.
Regarding gas station food at like 11 o'clock at night. Now, look, that was a speedway that was next to the hotel we were at.
Raceway.
Running into Ricky Morton over and over again in the hotel.
Yep.
The tractor thing was crazy. Last year in Detroit, Kevin almost crying meeting Bret Hart.
Oh man,
close, very close.
Sergeant Slaughter, like giving it to Brian.
Yep.
Yeah, I got that coin somewhere.
Look, this, like you said, the shows are cool, but like in my 20s and most of my 30s, I wasn't financially able to do any of this.
Yeah.
So now having expendable income. Is that the phrase?
Yeah,
it is.
True.
Yeah.
Yep.
Being able to do these things is cool. I can't really think of anything. The fact that I have a t-shirt for a SummerSlam match that did not happen because Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
The fact that years after these SummerSlam events, how I've acquired ringside chairs.
Yeah, that's cool.
Being
so you have Vegas and Nashville?
I have
Detroit,
I have them all.
All right.
I've told the story. I wake up the next morning with your offer has been accepted email from eBay, which has happened twice. I don't know, man. Like, look, it'll be a good weekend. I have no doubt. Joe, I have your WrestleMania chair. And because I am the greatest gift giver in the history of gift giving, you all have a gift bag coming.
Oh,
today.
Wow.
Nice.
Special SummerSlam edition.
That's awesome. Well, let me ask. I'm
not telling you.
No, I'm not asking. I will give you another.
I got something for you too. Here's an NWO.
No, I will say.
Congratulations.
I will say. It was before we went to Nashville. Jay
we went to Uranus.
Nope, we did. But in my house, we drank a lot. We got wings. We drank craft beer, and then we drank a hazy IPA. And you gave us each a magnet and a T-shirt as well, because we recorded live, all four of us next to each other in my dining room. That was very cool. But I will say, this is how long the world, it seems, that Jay and I went to our first SummerSlam in Vegas versus this Cleveland. We had to wear masks because of COVID in Vegas.
Yeah, it was 21.
That's just how many,
seems so
how
long
crazy
ago.
the world was back then and so different. But
yeah, because I think the crowds started coming back like late June, early July, and SummerSlam
Well,
was
that
probably
Vegas show was the first
Was the
big event that WWE did.
That wasn't WrestleMania.
That
yes,
yeah, like when a lot of
That's
people were
right.
allowed to come back
yeah,
Right.
instead of like a quarter
That's
of whatever
crazy.
it was in Tampa.
Yeah.
yeah. Joe, what do you think of favorite matches / memories of us hanging out?
Well, my favorite match of the two manias we went to, I mean, they both are by like the two best matches that I had each year were by the same guy. Logan Paul versus The Miz was my favorite match
Oh yeah,
and Logan Paul versus Ricochet was my
yeah.
favorite match last year. So I'm thinking this year, maybe Logan Paul's not going to have the match of the night again, but you never know. He seems to be Mr. SummerSlam whenever I'm at the event. But favorite memory, Jesus, I don't care. I don't care what you say, Jason and Kevin. I enjoyed the Johnny Cash Museum. I was in Nashville. Okay. And when
My
I went to
man.
Nashville later that year, I went to the Country Music Museum Hall of Fame as well. So I have no problem with seeing like local.
You fucked up that sign event trying to catch.
I did.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much for that one. Luckily, I've
wasn't
already
all
been.
good.
Luckily, I've already been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so I don't need to go to that this year. Once you go once, you never have to go again. So I don't know, the pizza. Running into Rock and Roll Express like every day, rock and roll. But hanging out was fun. That was pretty much the best parts of the whole thing. I actually did enjoy. I don't know, Nashville karaoke night wannabes was pretty much the highlight of both years so far because I mean Jason and I were the only two who did it. Brian did it last year and Jason in Detroit, but that was in like some dive Detroit bar.
Well, we were
Kevin,
the only white people there and we made it out.
And Kevin,
it's called
Kevin
cred.
has to do it this year.
Maybe.
Have you been working on set list, Kev? Have you been working on a couple songs just so like if you have one that like somebody else does that like are you in that one? Are you in that mode?
Maybe I'll do some Johnny Cash so Brian and Joe
we'll be in front row
on the floor.
Kevin's criteria for the Jericho Cruise was the Lions make the Super Bowl for him to do karaoke. So if the Lions make the Super Bowl before tomorrow, he can do it again. I don't know.
Lions
if
win their preseason game. Do they have one this week?
I'm not gonna lie, Kevin. Johnny Cash is the easiest thing to do karaoke because he don't sing and you don't need to sing. You just need to talk with kind of a growl while you're speaking. Arr!
Burning flame. Yeah.
What are you, fucking Captain Jack Sparrow, Joe?
Yeah, that's pretty much what you have to do for
Johnny Cash. Yeah.
Arr!
Yeah. Yeah, I for as far as matches and moments go, not it was the aftermath of the match, but the birth of Damage Control in Nashville. We had the Bailey appearance, which she had been injured, been gone for so long. So it's like, oh, cool, very cool. Dakota Kai comes out, who had been released, and this was probably like a week after Vince retired for the first time, right? So Triple H was in charge, and it was like, oh God, this whole new world here. And then Io Sky comes out, who we'd last seen in NXT, so that was really cool. Of course, the tractor, like you said. It's a great point too, Joe, about Logan Paul, like because I think that match with The Miz was his second match.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't really know how good he could have been, and he was incredible. I'd have to go back and watch it. I don't remember the exact scenario, but in Detroit with Finn Balor versus Seth, I think the Judgment Day crew, like maybe Priest hit Seth with the briefcase and Finn went up and hit the coup de grace. And I was like, holy shit, we're getting a new champ. And Seth kicked out. But just that moment, I was like, it got me. It totally got me. And Io's cash-in was really cool.
That was cool
as well. One moment of us hanging out, which I always keep going back to, was early in Nashville when we ended up on the rooftop bars, maybe Tootsie's or one of the other ones. And those bars are so close to one another. And there's Kevin. I can picture Kevin, and hopefully there's photo or video proof because I didn't see it in the vlog, at least when I went back and watched it. But, I think Kev, what were you wearing?
I was wearing
X-Pac or
1, 2, 3
NWO?
Kid.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the guy across the way is probably wearing NWO. And you guys did the too sweet from different bars on the rooftop. And I just thought that was like the coolest goddamn thing, that it was like, we're doing this, and that's a completely different establishment.
Yeah.
But we're showing our wrestling love because of just how the proximity of the bars were.
One other thing on that one, I'll never forget, because when I play the, if I'm talking to a woman and somehow age comes up, I will always say younger.
That's great.
There was that we were talking to that group of people, and the one girl and I were talking, and she goes, "Well, how old do you think I am?" I'm like, "You're like 40," and she's like, "I'm 27." I'm like, "Oh,
hey,
I remember that.
wow."
yeah."
I always go younger, but dang.
And then you were like, "Check, please." We
When
gotta
I
go.
was scumbag Jason, I would do that all the time. Like, I knew that they were 45. I'm like, "You're 21.
Wow.
Is it your birthday?"
Oh my god,
man,
that's awesome.
Tootsies.
Yeah, and that's what's fun, man. Is the shenanigans that we can get into. It was a different excitement. Like Nashville. I mean, I can remember the day that WWE announced like their pay-per-view schedule, and I saw SummerSlam Nashville, and I was just like, hell yeah, we got to go to this. This can't be too far from Kevin's in Fort Wayne. Let's go. And that was great. And then having in Detroit, it was just different because it's like, we had the fun jokes of, well, I'm getting a hotel. Well, I'm staying at home because it's 20 minutes from my house. Why am I getting a hotel?
Gotta get a hotel.
It was fun for me having you guys in my backyard, in the sense of like, okay, I can, show you guys all around and whatever.
Were we really? Like, Kevin and Joe both lived in Michigan. They know what all that is. It's not like they didn't.
Yeah. No, this was
I
not
didn't need a tour.
Not a night and day, but at least I could be.
I just think
the de facto
realistically, leader. For this to work, wherever we go, it's got to be hotel. We all got to be in the same place. We all got to be doing the same things for the most part. Because last year, the GCW thing, you guys were like, you lost like 400 pounds of sweat because it was so hot. But like,
so hot.
Me and Joe were back in the hotel, and I think we were asleep by like 10:30.
Yeah, we fell asleep.
You guys watched
SmackDown and then went to sleep. I'm like, all right, well, we'll catch those idiots tomorrow. And
yeah, my boxer briefs were soaking wet by the time you guys were going to bed. Jesus.
And we know Cardona was there. Whatever. Jesus Christ.
Different type of wetness there.
Hey now.
Let me ask you this. So Minneapolis is 2026, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Do you think they announced 2025?
No.
I would hope so.
I was going to say, do you think they announced it in Cleveland because it's the last one day?
We don't know if it's the last one day.
It is, because Minneapolis it was announced as 2 day.
But who knows? Who says that next year is not going to be 2 day?
I wanted to go back and look. I seem to remember them saying like, and for the first time, SummerSlam is going to be 2 nights, but I'd have to look it up. And yeah, it's not impossible. Well, I mean, they just announced Survivor Series. We know the Rumble's in Indianapolis. We know Mania is in Las Vegas.
Yep.
So it's not impossible. I wouldn't bet on it, but it certainly could happen.
I'll bet you $1 it happens.
You got my bet, along with my firm handshake bet that we're going to do when I show up on time to Joe's or whatever, right?
We have there's like fucking DraftKings has a list of prop bets about you being there on time. It's not gonna fucking happen. Jesus Christ. No. We're not talking about anything other than the paparazzi photo of you, Brian.
And we're not talking about any other paparazzi photos that hit the internet this week. We're talking about one in particular.
Playing college football.
Yeah.
At a game trailer. At a birthday party.
Yeah.
Did you pick those kids out of their seats to play that game?
That is what the streets are talking. You literally pushed a kid off of that chair.
I can't confirm or deny, but one kid did have a broken arm, and I'm going to claim innocence on that one. Yeah, the kids were inside. You could be inside the trailer, and they had a whole bunch of screens and everything. And we were letting them do their thing, and then the worker comes to like set up the outside one, and me and one of the other guys there were like, Wait, is that college football?
So what did
Oh.
you think?
I loved it.
Does
I
this
loved it.
mean? Does this mean you're doing it?
It's still it's looking sign if the Magic 8 Ball would say signs point to yes.
Wow.
All right. But here's what happened. I mean, first off, the usual like, oh, okay, I don't know how to get out of this formation. Guys, like it was 4th and 1. I ran a QB sneak on 4th and 1, and for the next like 7 plays, I was in goal line formation because I couldn't figure out how to get out of it. So that was great. And being outside, the trailer, there was a lot of glare. Like,
Yeah, of course.
I'd throw a pass and I wouldn't know until like it was over. They're like, oh, I caught it. Oh, I did it. So
were you Penn State?
What's that?
Were you Penn State?
I was Penn State and I defeated
Oh,
Michigan State.
Wow, Michigan State.
Fuck.
I won 21 to 7.
Brian, just so you know,
Sorry
this
about
upcoming week, I sent a link to the chat earlier. Back to school sales on the PS5.
I see that.
You
I'm not going back to school myself, but that's good
but
to
you
know.
can still buy it. They don't.
Oh,
need to-
that's how that works. Okay,
Yeah, they
I
don't-
thought you
they
had
don't
to
ask
be
for a
in
student or-
school.
They don't ask for a student or
It's just
teacher
a sale.
I
ID.
thought it was a student discount thing.
oh
That
Yeah,
they
so
had.
you
Okay.
can
It's just a
PS5
GameStop.
Slim, PS5 Slim disc version,
All right.
and
Oh yeah, only go disc only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do that
Well,
digital.
I still want that post SummerSlam
Yeah,
and
you guys can do
Joe's
that.
Casa
Look,
Yeah.
experience
As long
I
as
have
Kevin
to
What
seal
did
the
that say?
deal.
PS5
Oh.
controller. I was about to say, as long as
I
Kevin
have
Kevin's got a
I have
reminder
to
note.
bring the controller.
Yep, he's got it all
Brian,
set.
I'll even let you pick. Do you want red, blue, or white? What controller do you want?
Blue.
What controller?
Which one's the bad controller? Because
Yeah,
we
which
all had that
controller-
bad controller that
Kevin,
like
he
one
said
button
blue.
stuck.
He said blue, Kevin.
Done.
Blue.
Does a button stick on it though?
Nope. It's gonna
Okay.
inject
It's legit.
some. It's gonna inject like something in your blood to go out to the store to
Oh.
buy it that day.
Oh my. Okay, powerful. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll capture some footage for that. Let's get into the card a little bit. We're going to do our preview and predictions in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
But let's just
Mhm.
talk some overall stuff. We've got 7 matches on Saturday's card. Last year there was 8. I guess technically there was 9 because we had the EO cash in on Bianca. But unless something happens on SmackDown, it's a 7-card show. I think we're getting a Jelly Roll performance.
That's your
You know
eighth
what else
match.
we might get?
No offense to Jelly Roll, that might be the bathroom break.
No.
Hey, I've seen Jelly in live.
We
He's not bad.
Jelly Roll just came out with a song with Machine Gun Kelly, who's from Cleveland
Mm,
and has
I
ties
would
to
think that'll
WWE
Right.
Yeah,
and is friends with Logan Paul.
that'll definitely be in the cards, you would have to think. So
Yep.
that's what we're looking at. So I put the question out to you guys. 7 matches, top 3 matches for you that you're most excited for and why.
Anything with a title for me, really. I mean,
Majority
that's all
of them.
That's all of them.
Well,
Except for
that
one.
and CM Punk Drew,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
basically almost a title match in the level of relevancy. Every
I
match
wonder
is
if that could potentially main event.
No, they already announced.
That's a
it's gonna
great
be
question.
They already said it's Cody and Solo.
Is
Did
it?
they?
Yeah.
All right.
So, all right. We'll get into that during the predictions because that's something that was on my mind.
But I agree with you, Jay. Every match has the ability to steal the show. Every single one of them.
This is what pay-per-views
everyone
should
but
be
one.
every month.
Mhm.
Title matches, title matches, title matches.
Anybody
Joe?
want to be more specific? Yeah.
Every match should be a title match. That's me being more specific. I think Joe's frozen, and that's bad.
No, I'm not.
Everybody. Oh, damn. So
I was listening.
You were
I
so
was
upset.
focused.
That's nice.
He goes, oh,
Well, you can't have every match be a title match because there's so many titles and so many main eventers who are not title holders. So how would you do that with? Never mind. That's a different show, different topic.
So what do you got for me?
What am I looking most?
Give me a
forward to?
top 3. There's 7
Okay, top
matches.
3.
What's
Well,
your
Drew-
top 3?
Drew and CM Punk.
Yeah.
Liv and Rhea. Definitely
Good,
looking
good.
forward to that because I want to see where that story goes.
Yep.
And I'm gonna have to go with Mr. SummerSlam, Logan Paul and LA Knight.
that boy, you might have
Great
hit my
three.
3 on the head. I may.
Well, I knew you'd pick Liv.
Yeah, I'm any misgivings that I've had in the last couple of months are out of the way. I'm so excited for that and what's going to happen with Dom and anything else with that. Yeah, I got to go Drew CM Punk. I mean, they're making a big deal out of it as far as this is Punk's first one-on-one match, and that's pretty damn cool. Not counting the house shows that he did before Royal Rumble.
Right.
So
He was
that's
on
up
First
there.
Take yesterday.
I know,
I
I
almost
re-
sent that to you guys.
I read some of his comments.
I saw that, and I almost sent it to you guys under the text of if you ever wanted to see Dan Orlovsky interview CM Punk, today's your lucky day.
And
Then
I
you have
could not-
Stephen A. Smith. He's on vacation or something.
And I could not figure out if Orlovsky actually knew what he was talking about or if he was reading like a cue card, because
Right.
he was asking about why Drew is obsessed with him. And
Right.
Molly came out with, Drew says you're not a leader. And like,
Yeah. I liked Hulk Hogan back in the day. What did you think about him?
and he
Brother.
said, Orlovsky said, Punk looked like John Hamm.
Yeah.
And if he was offended that he felt that way. And like, I don't know, man. I think it's hilarious. Like Miz was on NBA Today this week.
Mhm.
Rollins was on First Take Thursday. This, we're recording on Thursday, so it's been this morning. Like, and all these are available on ESPN's YouTube channel. So it's good that they're doing it. And I'm sure they've been hitting all the Cleveland medias, but I don't even know if Cleveland has internet. So that's why we're not seeing any of it on YouTube. So
It's debatable. I might think about it. I might sub out Logan LA Knight for Sammy and Braun. And maybe the only reason why is I don't think I certainly haven't seen Braun live. And I don't know if I've seen Sammy live. I don't think he was on either SummerSlam that we were on.
And he did a run
Right?
at Hell in a Cell when we went to that. He helped Kevin
Yeah,
Owens.
okay, yeah,
Shane
he did do
McMahon.
that. Yes.
But he
Yeah,
didn't
helped
wrestle
KO.
that night.
Right. So I'll probably go with that because, we saw LA Knight last year in the Battle Royal. We've seen Logan. It's going to be amazing. But I'll put that in my third slot because, as we'll get into the predictions in a little bit. I think
Braun Breaker was on McAfee today.
Oh, okay.
And they were showing his Kennesaw State highlights. This guy was a fucking bulldozer as a running back.
Oh, he's a running back.
Yes.
Ooh, by so fast.
Oh.
Yes.
Can we get that in EA Sports? I want to play with Braun Breaker as my running back.
Where's that
Kennesaw
cheat code?
State.
I need the game gene.
And then they showed his high school clips when he was a linebacker.
Game shark.
Oh, now we're talking. Yeah,
Dude,
that makes sense.
my McAfee interest is not there anymore, but I had to watch.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what the Braun Breaker stuff was, and this guy's on the cusp.
That's cool.
I mean, he could go back to the NFL if he wanted, because, like I said, the bulldozing through from the backfield was crazy for like 80-yard runs too. These aren't like 5-yard first down runs. These are 80-yard touchdown runs.
That's
Where
cool.
he runs everyone over.
I heard an
hurts just
interview
thinking
with
about it.
him before Money in the Bank with the Ringer Wrestling show, and they talked a little bit about that. And I think he was in training camp with maybe the Ravens, and they talked about his
With the
pro
Ravens.
day.
You froze, Brian. I don't know her name.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He talked about his pro day, and he was like disappointed because he ran like a 4.4 or 4.5 40. He's like, yeah, man, I was running 4.2s. I'm like, that's like Tyreek Hill stuff. What are you talking about? So he's special, man. He is special. All right, so we said it. 7 matches.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll. Machine
Yep.
Gun Kelly probably hanging out. What wrestler who's not on the card? And like you said, Joe, like, hey, Sami Zayn made an appearance at Hell in a Cell. He wasn't on the card. So these guys could still pop up. But when we walk out of Cleveland Brown Stadium, if this guy or girl isn't on the show, who would that be that you go like, wish I could have seen that?
Mine's easy, even though we've already seen him wrestle. Jey Uso. He main evented last year, and now he's not on the card a year later. And he's called Main Event Jey Uso. That one's disappointing.
Yeah. I still think he could have, there's still that little, he's got a thing for Rhea.
But it's
there
but
something
still,
there?
It's not. And he's also connected with Sami Zayn again. So it's
Connected
like,
with
but
Sami.
again,
Yeah.
it's like they after WrestleMania, after his title match,
Mhm.
they don't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
And the crowd's starting to get a little cold on him now too. Like you're not seeing as many arms waving as you do back in April. So I feel like that's the one that disappoints me the most is no Jey Uso.
I got another idea for him, but we'll cross that bridge in just a little bit. How about you, Kev? Anybody that you're like, okay, they're not on the card yet. If they don't show up, who you going? Wish I could have seen them.
I'll tell you this, Joe. My arms, I'm training him to do that for Jay if he shows up. I'm ready to calm down that fire. I'm ready to put out that fire of Jey Uso in that crowd. Without the obvious of Roman popping up, I would like to somehow see maybe Randy make an appearance.
Yeah.
Our seats might be where Jey Uso comes down.
What's that?
Our seats might be where Jey Uso comes down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
you start cleaning off that arm. So when we're on TV, we all look good. Randy would be cool. I think Randy would be awesome if he comes out somehow to help Cody, or something. That would be always fun to see.
I'll go with Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, good call.
You know,
but
big
she'll
pop.
Ooh, like a cash-in?
but she'll probably be there.
Probably, exactly. Yeah. There's
even
a whole
if
thing
she's there with Nia.
Right. Maybe she does show up with Nia. Is there something after the match? Again, we'll kind of get into this more in the predictions here in just a few moments. But you know, when I saw her at SmackDown, the SmackDown after WrestleMania, and saw the pop that she got and everything, it's like, okay, you know, and that's the thing. We saw a cash in last SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Could we possibly see that again? Is that going to be like a thing? So it's already being teased. So that's going to do it for me. But the other choices you guys said are great. What about you, Jay? Anybody that sticks in mind that you're like, could hope that you get to see them?
Ivar.
Oh, he's hurt.
AJ Styles.
AJ, yeah.
AJ doesn't have anything. I mean, he just came back from Japan. And I know I sent you guys the match, and I know none of you watched it, because that is the AJ Styles we need in WWE. The match he had recently in Japan
with Nakamura,
a more vicious. No.
Those are the different.
He went to all Japan.
Yeah. Oh, that one. Okay.
Not the.
I thought you meant the house show.
No. Japan, AJ Styles. It was more aggressive than he has ever been in WWE, and I know none of you watched it. Joe, you're talking about a match that happened 2 weeks ago at a live event. And I don't know. AJ's not, I mean, AJ's getting up there, but I mean, the dude looks like he's 21. Like that, you know, girl that I said was 40 when she was like 27. I think AJ would be a good one. I don't think Chelsea Green's on the card. But like, this is back to what I guess you were saying, Joe. Like, not every match can be a title match because there's so many people, and I guess this is the victim of that. And maybe this is why I guess there needs to be 2 nights of SummerSlam. I don't like it. I think only WrestleMania should be 2 nights. But I get it. I agree. It's if it makes dollars, it makes sense. And now we're going to get 2 nights of SummerSlam in Minneapolis in 26, right?
Yeah, 2 years.
So, I don't know, guys. I am very concerned that our guest has cut out before we have done our SummerSlam predictions and, the scorecard for everybody. Are you guys both for? Okay, you're not. I thought you were.
No, we're listening.
I was just.
The pickers are, I guess, leading the way. So if you're new to the show and you haven't been aware of what we do during pay-per-view preview / selection shows, Brian had the idea to do what College Game Day does on ESPN. They would have guest pickers every week that had some local tie to the school. So we thought this year, every month for a WWE pay-per-view only, not NXT, not AEW, not GCW, we would have a different picker every week. Kevin has been keeping track of the score. Do you have the thing there right there, Kevin?
Well, yeah,
Of
Well,
course he
tell me,
does.
let's talk scores.
of course I do. Yeah.
I'm in the lead.
No.
Oh, that's a different sort of picking. Yeah, I'm
Jay
terrible
is
at this.
legal age drinking in Canada. He's at 19. Brian's one shy away from 25 at 24, and then it's a three-way tie at the top. 3-3, 33. Joe, myself, and the overall guest picker account.
Why did you do it in that order?
Shout out to
Shouldn't
You
you
go-
went leaders?
You go
to
from
loser?
bottom to top.
You went bottom to top. Shouldn't have you went top to bottom?
No, you go bottom to top. You build it up.
I'm not talking to you, Joe. You didn't.
I'm
do it.
answering for
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin, it made sense.
Whatever.
Hey, you got to be mentioned first. Isn't that a good thing?
yeah. Should be proud of that. People
Now
forget
Jay's
what your
like,
score
oh,
is. now.
maybe it does make sense.
So throughout the course of the year, the pickers that we've had is Ryan the barber, my friend that I work with at the sanitation company, Greg. Who else have we had? We had DC Hendricks the last
Yep.
month.
My buddy
Matt
Scott.
Young.
Matt
And
Young, Scott, Ken, my buddy Ken.
My
Matt
wife.
from St. Clair Shores.
Yep, Joe's wife. That
think I
might
said-
be it.
yeah.
That might
Well,
be it.
Joining us as our guest picker this week is a Pittsburgh mainstay in independent wrestling.
Hell
He's
yeah.
a former wrestler, referee. He's now an agent. He is a friend of mine. And I bet you at some point in his indie career, CJ Sensation has sold Rice Krispie treats at the concession stand. Is that a proper statement, CJ?
That is not a proper statement.
Ah.
But I do have a proper statement for you. CM Punk put me over and loved it.
Okay.
Hey, now.
We can talk wrestling stories with CJ when we get to the picks. So you know the deal, CJ. You actually listen to the show, right?
All the time.
Wow.
And do you think Joe sucks too?
Oh, damn.
Come on. That's
Absolutely not.
I
Let-
mean,
let him-
you know me. I always go against the general consensus, so I'm going to say no.
Oh.
You know
CM
what,
Punk put you
Jason-
over and you just put
Jason,
Joe. Very nice.
Another person that you mentioned, salt of the earth, CJ's an amazing job. Welcome.
So CJ, like I said, is a mainstay in the Pittsburgh wrestling scene for almost 30 years now, right, CJ?
27.
Okay, 27
Yeah.
years. And then I know we said we were going to do this after, but who have you shared the ring with that these guys might have heard of, and listeners that aren't from the Pittsburgh area? You've been in the ring with a lot of people.
Oh,
Big names.
geez. I mean, the bigger question is probably not putting myself over, but who haven't I? AJ Styles, Christian, Matt Hardy, CM Punk, Claudio Castagnoli, Low Key, Luke Hawks. I mean, we could keep going and going, but I don't want to bore you guys with all
No.
that.
That's
not
not
boring,
That's
at all.
exciting.
It's
Well,
amazing.
this is a wrestling podcast, so
I
that would be
know, I
It's
know.
the place to brag.
Yeah, this is the
But I
place to
try
put
and
yourself
remain
over.
humble.
Yes.
I try
we
and
just
stay
we
humble.
just bragged about karaoke about 20 minutes ago, so I think you can do
listen,
this.
I've won money singing karaoke before,
Oh,
believe it or not.
What's your song? Or
I won a
what won the
cappuccino
money?
machine.
You guys will rag on me, but Elton John, I guess that's why they call it the blues.
Oh, that's an amazing song. Love that song.
That's a
I'm
good
with
one.
you. I'm with you 100%.
So CJ, we thought we'd bring you in. You have the you know the business. You're inside the business.
Yeah.
I'm just getting into it, but like these SummerSlam matches, we were talking earlier, out of the 7, 6 of them are title matches. Do you think pay-per-views should have a lot of title matches, or do you like that it's like the mid-card and the lower card and everything all mixed together?
I mean, I feel like the Monday Night Raws and the SmackDowns should have a little bit of everything. And I think you save all these title matches, like you just said, for the pay-per-views. Because
Okay.
for those of us that may not have Peacock or whatever, you could get some new subscribers. I know, like, basic cable TV, I don't think they even do the pay-per-views anymore.
I
That
don't think so.
No. I don't know.
Yeah.
AEW, I think you could, but
I think yeah, they
Maybe.
might, but I think they were like Bleacher Report for a
Yeah,
while, and now I
they're
think
still-
Fight TV.
right. Yeah. No, it's true. And I think it's interesting because I haven't followed it so close because we're going to be completely drunk when SmackDown happens on
Hell
Friday night.
yeah.
I think I saw a commercial though. They're doing the 2 tag team title matches, I think, on SmackDown of Gargano Ciampa
Oh,
versus the
Bloodline.
Bloodline
Yeah.
and Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, Bianca Jade. I can't completely confirm that, but I think so. So it's interesting. They're kind of treating that SmackDown the night before the show as almost like a bit of a extension.
They did it last month too with the title change of the tag titles with
Money in the Bank. Yeah, at
Money in the,
Bank
before
weekend.
Money in the
Oh
Bank.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So maybe. 2
Oh,
months in a row.
the men's titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
It would suck for Gargano to go back to Cleveland and lose the title, right? CJ, like, is that
That's
was
tough.
that the old way where you'd go to your hometown and you would lose?
I mean, yes. Or if it was your last match, you should always go out on your
Right.
back, but you don't ever
Yeah.
see that really happen so much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not with Sting and AEW. That was
Yeah,
he went out on
well,
top. Went out on top.
It's Sting.
Tony, is that you? What the?
It's Sting.
So let's get into it then. Yeah, we've got 7 matches on the card, and CJ, like Jay said, it's very much college game day. We'll go to you, throw out a thought or two about who you think is going to win, and we go all the way around and get our picks here. Let's start with the SmackDown women's title match. It's Bayley and Nia Jax. What do you think here, CJ? You can start us off.
Okay, so here is what I want to happen, even though it's probably not going to, but I'm going with this as my pick anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Bayley over Nia Jax, and then Tiffany Stratton cashing in to beat Bayley.
Wow. So let's count that as let's count that as Bayley wins.
That's right.
And the Nia is just, hey, we're throwing stuff out there, but I like where your head's at here, man. That's certainly a possibility. They've been teasing that in the last couple of weeks. Jay, what do you think here?
I think it's going to be Nia Jax, and then I think Tiffany Stratton cashes in.
That could happen. Yes, I love it. All right, Kev, why don't you break the Bayley Nia tie so far?
I think Nia's done some great stuff, and it's not that I want Bayley to lose the title. I don't think there's going to be a cash-in, but I think Nia's going to get the title. If it's going to be a long reign, I don't think so, but I think she deserves the strap for a little bit. If it's a 2-night or not a 2-night, a week, go for it. I think she deserves having that championship reign for as long as possible, or for as long as possible as she's going to have it. I think Nia is going to leave SummerSlam as champ.
Wow. All right. 2 for Nia, 1 for Bayley. Joe, you are a notorious Nia hater from back in the day. I think you've come around.
You mean still today? Still not really. Kevin, I disagree with you and the fact that Nia has done great things since she's still Nia. I'm gonna go with Nia wins. Nia wins.
Ooh.
Tiffy teases, but doesn't get the cash in.
You get a tease of the cash.
Oh, and Tiffy teases.
So the story continues.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll take that all the time.
Tiffy teases. we got ourselves our title.
By the way, Brian, we have not talked about you wanting to kiss a Liv Morgan van.
You already did that.
Just saying.
I remember hearing that.
I did it. It's in the intro to the show.
It was the intro to the show for a while.
During the show is the best SummerSlam moments that we had.
Yeah, my favorite moments of
it was Brian's favorite moment.
Yeah, maybe we can go right to Liv Morgan after you pick the winner of Nia versus Bayley. Who do you think?
I got an autograph somewhere from doing that, so it all worked out in the end. That might have been the final nail in the coffin of me losing my voice. It was that close to a dirty C4 van.
Yeah. You licked the van.
Yeah, that's kind of how that went. But hey, no regrets, right? I will stick with Bayley. I'll stick with Bayley. It's just I go with that. Just Triple H's booking is not very. We're not hopping the titles around too often, so I think Bailey gets the job done. Maybe Tiffany tries to cash in, gets stopped by the ref, and that distracts Nia, sort of thing. The shenanigans continue with that, but Bailey will end up pulling it out.
Tiffy teases.
Tiffy tease, yes.
She
Yeah,
can
all right.
any day of the week. I'm
That's
here
right.
for it.
Bailey will be there to pull it out.
I knew I liked CJ right when I saw him.
Moving on to the U.S. title, it's Logan Paul, the champ, back in his hometown of Cleveland versus L.A. Knight. CJ, what's the call here?
Oh my God. I want to say LA Knight, and I think with all the stuff that's been going on Twitter, yes, I will never call it X, that Logan posted earlier. I feel like it's going to be LA Knight.
I think there's a lot of sentiment that way. Jay?
I mean, we
Yeah.
talked about it. We talked about it. MGK is going to be there with Jelly Roll. Logan Paul's going to win. He's going to retain.
Oh,
It's a Cleveland homecoming triumphant
Yes.
victory for Logan Paul.
And they'll hate him even more.
does Jake come out then if you think Logan's going to win?
Oh,
No, Jake.
Okay. Kev?
I'm ready to see that title every week. I want to see LA Knight, and I want to go in the concourse and say yeah about 9,000 times. Like when
You're
Detroit-
going to anyway.
Oh, I
Yeah.
will. Win or lose, I'm ready to be buzzed up walking around.
The man's got his priorities, folks.
Yeah.
Man's got to do what a man's got to do.
No
Win or
worries,
lose,
we'll
I'm
get
getting
this week.
drunk.
Am I going to do it? Yeah.
He's honest.
Joe, what do you think?
Yeah,
LA
Joe.
Knight. I'm gonna go with LA Knight. I gotta agree with CJ on this one. I think they're gonna have Logan Paul take a little break right now, with everything that's going on social media. Not exactly my I don't really care what anyone says, but anyway, they are a company, they are a publicly traded company, and yeah.
Mhm.
Hold
I'm
on.
going-
I
I'm
don't
going
know
with the business.
What is going on Twitter? Because now
So
He comes
he's
to the
go
box
ahead, I'm sorry.
match.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing from the Olympics with yeah. Mhm.
All right. Well, okay, go ahead.
So I'm going to pick LA Knight. Hi, guys.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. All right. Bring it back to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, it's his time, guys. It's his time. He
Yes.
won that Slim Jim Rumble, and he's had his title shot against Roman. He's been in that 4-way, I think, at the Rumble.
He got that Slim Jim car stolen.
He did. He did. I wonder if they ever retrieved that. I don't know
did.
if they did.
They did.
They did.
So you know
Okay.
what Brian, you know what this means? That if Logan wins, we're never gonna hear the end of it from Jason going like, yeah, I picked Logan Paul. I picked Roman Reigns.
I would
Yeah,
never
exactly.
pick
Yeah.
Sami
Yeah.
Zayn.
So yeah, he's the outlier of the group.
That was so 2023, Joe.
Wow.
You said I only would have picked Sami Zayn back in April, so
I don't remember.
2024.
We'll go back to the tape. All right. How about
You know what? Let's go to YouTube. We are on there. You could always check past episodes.
Go.
Who has the time for all that, though, Joe?
Yeah.
Come on. All right. Sami Zayn, Intercontinental title versus Braun Breaker. Braun, obviously, a lot of momentum, CJ, but he couldn't get it done at Money in the Bank. Does he get the win here?
My heart tells me keep it with Sammy, so that's what I'm gonna pick. I think
Wow,
it'll be
okay.
Braun eventually, but I think for me, being on the inside, obviously, I think it's a little too soon. And I think they need more time to build him up, or else I think people may get sick of it fairly quickly.
All right. Let's slow that push down. Let's slow it down a bit. Jay, how about you?
So last month I picked Braun Breaker, and I was wrong. So this month I pick Braun Breaker. Winning IC title.
The Sami Zayn comedy show experience didn't sway you at all to
Comedy
keep with
show was
Sami.
great. It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. So much that I had no interest in going back to doing it again tonight in Cleveland. So it was it was fun. I'm sure it'll show up on TV somewhere. Braun Breaker, win the title.
All right, Kev.
Yeah, I don't have any inside like you, CJ. So I'm going with who I think would hurt me within 5 seconds of him running like a cheetah around the ring. I can
Insanity.
feel my ribs breaking as I talk. So I'll go Braun Breaker because I fear for Sammy in this match. I want to believe that Braun's gonna absolutely like almost kill him. And that's my 42-year-old self thinking that I fear for Sammy's life in that match. I want Braun to
Love
destroy.
it. Love it. Joe?
All right, CJ, you said on the inside you're thinking Sammy. As someone from the outside, as a fan who doesn't really just wants to look at it and be entertained, you got to go with Braun because if he loses again, the fans will turn their back on him as he's never going to win. If he lost again, I fear he would get Ryback out of the main event picture.
Oh, that's a good call.
You use that as an adjective, I think.
I did, yes.
Rybacked.
Ryback.
So you're saying he would have to go right back to the line?
He would be, and they don't have the pre-show anymore, so it's like,
Aw.
yeah, I don't want to see Braun get Rybacked, so
Right.
he's got to win.
I'm going Braun as well. You know, interesting dynamic too. Of course, Braun with the dog barks that he does. We're in the home of the Browns
yeah.
with the dog
Okay.
pound and all that. We'll see how that plays out with the crowd because obviously Sammy's a favorite. And I think I'll shout out Peter Rosenberg. And if he didn't say this, then I'll take the credit for it. But I think he said it. He said, Sami Zayn with the Intercontinental title is like a fish with a bicycle. He don't need it. He doesn't need it at all. Sammy's good on his own. He doesn't need the Intercontinental title. And I agree with Peter. So I'll go with Braun Breaker. Let's see what he can do with it, man. Moving on to Damian Priest versus Gunther. A match, CJ, you know, last month with Money in the Bank, the stakes of, you know, the winner is going to, fight Gunther at SummerSlam. It could have been Seth Rollins, and it ended up being Priest. He retains, and I wasn't really thrilled about that. I think they've done a pretty damn good job these last couple of weeks of building some, rivalry and tension between these two. So what do you kind of see happen here?
And I'll do another name drop. I've actually had the pleasure of reffing a Damian Priest match when he was Punishment Martinez.
Oh, very cool.
Hell of a guy, you know, peeling that curtain back a little bit. So the partialness in me wants it to be Damian, but I think it's got to be Gunther.
All right. I like that. I like that a lot. Jay?
I think all signs are pointing to Gunther, but I'm going with Priest retaining with shenanigans.
Shenanigans can certainly be part of it with all the Judgment Day things.
Yep.
Where's Ludwig Kaiser been for a little while? Maybe he pops
I know
up,
where
right?
he's been.
I didn't mean it like that.
Right where I want to be.
Another tease.
That's a tease. That's a tease and a half. Kev, follow that, Kev.
I
Good luck.
That's I do think I agree with Jay. There's gonna be some shenanigans, but I think it's gonna go against Damian Priest somehow because I think Kaiser will come down, then you'll see Finn. Maybe Finn turns on Priest somehow. Gunther, but the thing is, he doesn't need the shenanigans. So it's like I think there will be, but he doesn't need it because I truly think he could win without him. But Gunther, man, I'll go under 10.5 slaps in that match. Gunther, I think Priest, keep that strap on, that little tiny thin strap, because it's gonna save you as much as possible. Gunther, victory, title.
All right, that's another one for Gunther. Joe, your pick.
A month ago, I would have been 100% on Gunther, but they have really done a great job building Priest since Money in the Bank. I believe in him as a champion.
Wow.
So I'm going with Damian Priest because Gunther will win in Berlin.
That's the play. That's the play. He's the challenger in Berlin. Okay.
Yes.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. So and there's not going to be any Judgment Day shenanigans. I think Priest has proven himself a very valuable champion. I wasn't sure he would be with the cash-in, but I think he's done a great job since WrestleMania as the champion of Raw. So reward him for the job well done. Even with the mistake at Money in the Bank, he still has presented himself as a main eventer.
Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a coin flip for me. And I don't love having to do that logic of, well, the next show's in Berlin, so
Yeah.
you got to give it to Gunther because he's a Berlin guy. But I do think that way. I think logically like that. I want to shout out DC Hendricks, our picker from last month. Him and his boys, his podcast WrestleHolics. They were talking about this match in their preview. And when Damian Priest does the purple dreads, he goes, I don't like that look. It's like Gothic Milli Vanilli. So, I can't be picking Gothic Milli Vanilli. You got to give me Gunther. Give me Gunther for this one.
I really thought you were going to say that they came out with a stat that he won 68% of the time.
He has a purple dress.
No. It's a purple dress because they were like, I don't like his look. You got those purple dreads. That's Gothic Milli Vanilli. And I laughed my head off driving into work listening to that. So give me Gunther for that reason. All right, let's continue with the Judgment Day threads here. It's Liv Morgan defending her championship against the returning Rhea Ripley. Of course, CJ Dom is in the middle of this. What do you see here?
I mean, I feel like this could go either way. Yesterday, I was thinking Rhea for sure, but I'm going to change my sentiment and go with Liv.
It's another coin flip for me. I agree.
Yeah.
Jay?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be Liv, but I also think this is going to be the official Dom, Finn, and the dummies go with Liv, and then Priest and Rhea go off and be like the Terror Twins, like just raise hell, just those two without the other guys. So I'm not sure how we do it or how they make it happen, but that's Liv retains.
Olivia Sylvan win how it happens. Yeah. Kev?
This is my favorite Liv over the last 2+ months, and not just because of those jean shorts last. By the way, just throwing that out there again.
Yeah.
Another titties.
But no, realistically, like her looking like she was gonna cry, her teasing Dom, her being so vindictive. Just she's on the top of her game. I want her to keep that title because it propels her. Rhea's gonna get it, just not yet. And I honestly, if Liz has it till next Mania, power to her. Let Rhea chase it, and it's only going to be so much better. I think Liv's going to win. I hope Liv wins. That's the twofer for me.
All right, another one for Liv. Joe?
Hey, I got to agree with Jason on this one. The breaking the part of the Judgment Day into two different factions. They teased it 2 weeks ago on Raw when they entered the building. Rhea and Priest
Damien?
were walking together, and then behind him was Finn, JD, and Dom, and then Carlito was in the back carrying the bag until he realized that it had wheels and he could just roll it. But they already broke it apart. Those two were the leaders, and then these three looked, and Finn looked annoyed. So I gotta go with Liv on this one because I think she is going to be the glue that brings Liv and Finn together to be a heel stable of the Judgment Day.
Right?
Yeah. And that's kind of where my head's going to. I think, Dom's going to realize we got a lot of chicken nuggets from this girl. Got a PS5 from this girl.
You got
Carlito's going to help because he got a PS5.
Yeah, Carlito may interfere for that reason only. I personally, I can't do what I've been doing lately and be trained because CJ, I've been on the Liv Morgan train for since before she won Money in the Bank.
I'm with you, but this
Yeah.
is the best iteration of her.
It is.
She's doing some of the best work of her career.
1000% agree. Yeah, so I gotta go with Liv. I gotta go.
A clean sweep.
Yeah.
And that happened last month with Braun. And how'd that turn out?
Yeah, that's right. That was the one we all got wrong.
Congratulations to Rhea, new champion.
She did it again. Drew versus Punk. Seth Rollins is referee.
Oh,
What's your expectations here, CJ? So you said you've had an interaction with CM Punk in your day, man. What's your headspace thinking here?
My headspace is thinking just for the sheer fact of, again, the same as Liv, I feel like Drew has been doing the best work of his entire career. I think they need to let this build and simmer a little bit more. So to me, I think if Punk goes over, you got nothing left. So I think Drew goes over, and of course, Seth is going to get involved somehow. And I think I don't want to say it could turn into a three-way at SummerSlam, but you're going to see a three-way dance at some point down the line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that wouldn't shock me. So it's a Drew pick, right, CJ?
Absolutely a Drew pick.
Drew's the pick. Jay?
So, they said it was Rollins' rules for the match. We don't know what that means. So, I am picking neither of them win, and Rollins is standing tall at the end of the match.
Wow.
Wait, can he do that? Let me check.
It's his rules, Joe. He's allowed.
Okay,
it's allowed. It's allowed.
We're gonna allow it.
Yeah.
And if
Jason
neither of
picks
them win
nobody.
and Rollins wins, I feel like we could all agree Jason should get 2 points.
He's so
I agree.
wait. Let me check.
No, if
He's
I
so
get
far
that
behind,
right,
he gets
if
5
that
points.
prediction's right, I am tied for first.
No, you're not. No.
That's outrageous.
Throw some balls, Joe.
I'm giving you 5 points for this one.
No,
sorry. The
I'll
people
allow
in my
5
house are
points.
given
I
5
should
points.
be
5 points are
tied
fair.
at the front of the line if I get that right.
And if you get it wrong, you lose all your points and go back to 0.
So
I will make that bet.
No, it doesn't matter. You no.
I'm so
will say-
confused.
If a referee raises Rollins' hands and calls him the winner, you can have 5 points.
Rollins isn't going to get in. He's not going to be. It's not
Yeah,
going to become a match.
That's what I want to know. Yeah,
He's not going to be. No, Rollins is going to lay them both out and be just the last man standing because he knocked them both out.
Yeah, so there's no
contest
winner.
Yeah, it's a no contest. Rollins stands tall,
and it's clear that Seth is like F you both, and he's the guy. Okay, all right. That's what I was. I'm like, I don't know how this.
If that happens,
yes,
I am tied for first.
I disagree.
That happens. You get 5 points. You'll be tied.
5 points.
You guys are pussies.
5 points will overtake me. So
you guys are pussies.
You're in
2
good
points
shape.
will overtake you.
No, be nice. Be nice. All right.
You're afraid I would get it right. You're
got
afraid
Drew.
I would get it right. You're afraid it would be Roman Reigns over Cody at WrestleMania 39 again.
I'm not
that's so
afraid.
2023. That's so
Sami Zayn over
2023.
Gunther again.
I'm not
WrestleMania
afraid.
40.
I want to respect our body of work. We've been doing this since Royal Rumble. We don't just throw in one going, it's 1 billion points. Everything else didn't mean anything.
Hey, I have my Cody versus Solo. I'm using my confidence points.
Yeah, the confidence points.
Ryan.
That's right. Bring
Fuck
that
those
back.
confidence points.
All right. I'll go.
So that's my
It's
pick.
Kevin's pick.
Yeah, it's a no contest.
No contest.
Seth is clearly the guy going, you guys suck. I'm the man. Okay, love it.
Drew,
Yep,
Drew
no
versus
contest.
CM Punk. I this is my coin flip because I want CM Punk to win so bad.
Head say Sergeant Slaughter American flag. Back
Yes.
says Sergeant Slaughter Cobra Commander logo. What do you want?
But I feel that if CM Punk wins, it eliminates 2 potential feuds. He has to lose to keep the Drew, keep the Seth on the back burner. So I'm going to pick Drew winning.
Joe?
I'm going with Drew because he's been screwed over 3 times. If he loses this one, then he looks like an idiot. So we're going with Drew. Punk doesn't need to win. He's already made a bet.
I'm going with no one wins, and it's clear that Seth Rollins is the man. And I get 5 points if I get
Brian, if that happens, I would let you go to first place.
Yes, deal. No, I'm not doing that. Let the man have his shine, and if it happens, we give all the praise to him. Give me Drew McIntyre. Yeah, let's Punk gets his first match, and he needs to get screwed by Seth or something. Let's have Drew be the win and continue on.
All right, Brian, I'm willing to give you 10 of my points if Larry shows up and bites Drew.
Oh my God.
I love it. I love it. Look out for Larry. All right, it's I presume the main event. I presume.
Better hope I don't get that one right.
Yeah, I know. It's good. Cody and Solo Sikoa. CJ, before you give your pick, your thoughts on the new version of the bloodline, the Solo taking this tribal chief spot? Have you enjoyed how this has gone down?
I've enjoyed it, but not as much, obviously, as I've enjoyed Roman as the head of the table. I think Solo's doing a fantastic job. And obviously, I feel like that's going to lead up to Survivor Series with War Games and each iteration of the bloodline against each other.
Yeah.
So with that being said, my pick for this is going to be Cody, and I think there's going to be all kinds of shenanigans with Jacob Fatu and Camacho and and I think you're going to see Roman Reigns return.
Wow.
And act like he's going to be helping Solo and actually help Cody overcome Solo.
All right. That would be an amazing moment. Jay?
You know, with all the hubbub about Roman Reigns maybe coming back, or the hubbub about The Rock coming back, no one is talking about the one person who is essentially Mr. SummerSlam making a return. Brock Lesnar.
Wow.
No one's talking about Brock coming back.
That's true.
That would be the move. I am picking Cody Rhodes to lose the title to Solo Sikoa.
Wow.
And I want Brock Lesnar to come and kick everyone's ass with a guitar. I don't know. I couldn't think Cleveland.
Yeah, exactly. He took Elvis's guitar from the Rock Hall and smashes it on everybody's heads. It's amazing.
But yeah, Brock is Mr. SummerSlam.
All right. Yeah. Solo's the pick, though.
Yeah.
Kev, yeah.
Cody. Period. Next.
All right. Joe?
Cody. Period. Next.
Jeez. Very, very original, very creative.
But I will say, I will.
New paragraph, indent.
I do have to chime in a little bit. Jay, I hope you're right in some fashion, because that would be 4 Brocks in a row.
Yep.
Yeah, for you guys, 4 SummerSlams, 4 Brocks.
Period. Next.
Yeah.
Indent, new paragraph.
Everybody's thinking, okay, this makes sense for Roman to come back. Solo has kind of dared him the last couple of SmackDowns. But how does that look? Does Solo win, and then Roman comes out after to say, F you, I'm the tribal chief? Does he help Cody to win because of bloodline interference? I don't know how it's going to go. I want to also mention what's up with Jimmy. Let's mention what's up with Jimmy Uso. Could we get a Jimmy Uso appearance? He's been gone since that SmackDown after Mania.
They did that last year.
Maybe it's him that comes out.
It's the exact same thing they did last year.
Brian.
Yeah, it is the exact same thing. That's a good point.
Who's your pick?
I was just laying it all out there, guys.
What's the match again?
It's
who's on first?
Stop it. I'll still go with Cody Rhodes, but boy, I don't know. I'm not confident. I could totally see Solo winning, and I have no earthly idea how the Roman angle plays, if it does even play at all. I certainly hope it does. If my voice isn't gone by the time Roman comes out, it'll be gone afterward, and we'll see how karaoke works out after that. No guarantees, no promises, no demands. It's just going to happen one way or another. And then
let me throw a curveball in this, if you don't mind.
Throw it.
So let's take Roman Reigns out of that spot and put in the wise man, Paul Heyman.
Yes. What could that be?
Haven't seen him since he got thrown into the table.
Right.
Yeah.
And Heyman did say before he left, the tribal chief said no one touches Cody till he gets back. That's how Roman fits into this equation. He said it back in like late May, early June. And that's when Solo said Roman's not coming back. So they were already setting this up, because we know with the bloodline storyline.
Yeah.
Every time you think you know what's happening, they make a left turn.
Love it.
I love it. Well, SummerSlam looks like to be a great time Saturday night. CJ, great job, man. This is fantastic. I'm glad you got to hop on with us.
Appreciate you guys having me, and hopefully down the road I'll be able to do it again. Keep up the amazing work you guys do every week.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it,
let's
man.
do a TWP extra with you talking about all these wrestlers that you've been in. We want to
I'm
get into
into
that
it.
too.
I'm
All right.
down. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
All right,
Tales
guys,
from the
thank you so
road, we'll
much.
call it.
Yep.
What was the Colt Cabana podcast? What was that called?
That was
The Art of Wrestling.
Art of Wrestling.
Yeah.
The Art of
He-
Wrestling with CJ.
But-
We're stealing it.
But Colt put out 3 Wrestling Road Diary documentaries.
That's right.
As
So-
long as we don't
That's
get
what I was
sued
thinking.
afterwards, we're okay.
I'll give another quick Colt Cabana name drop, and I'll let you guys do your thing. Again, appreciate it. Enjoy SummerSlam, and hopefully talk to you guys again soon.
Thank
All right,
you,
dude.
buddy. I
Thanks,
really
CJ.
appreciate it. It's
Yep.
youtube.com/that wrestling podcast. Again, guys, it's going to be, he's gone for real. Okay. We're going to have, I'm sure, all kinds of cool clips and things that we're going to throw up on the YouTube and on our social
Including
media.
Brian throwing up.
Yeah.
No, come on.
We got plenty of things that Brian's going to throw up on.
I'm a man. I'm 40. Come on. I'm not doing that now. At that WrestlePod, maybe we'll even do a post SummerSlam pod if karaoke is not
we
happening
forgot,
or what.
we didn't talk about the Tim Tams. We didn't talk about Hulk
Yep.
Hogan Real American Beer
Look for that too.
in the
Yeah.
vlog. Yeah.
We have taste tests coming up for both food and beverage.
And Simon did say if we want him to send us Vegemite for the Jericho cruise. I was like, I need this. I don't know about
Yeah.
that one, Simon, but
Australian
taste-
delicacy.
As long as
What
get a
I
taste
think is
tester.
Simon should just come on the Jericho cruise.
Ooh, yeah, Simon, if you're listening, buddy, you're watching. Thanks for the Tim Tams. We'll definitely enjoy them in Cleveland this week. But maybe you guys, I don't know how much it would cost from Australia to Miami, but yeah, that'd be
Can't
awesome.
be that bad, is it?
It's like the longest flight.
The
you can
farthest
take.
point away from us
Really
in the
is.
universe.
Yeah, you know what? Don't worry
That's
about
awesome.
it, Simon.
Yeah.
Don't, yeah,
They're in
ain't
another
nothing for you.
hemisphere.
It's like Brian, you can't just jump on a boomerang and get to the
Whoa.
States.
All right.
Wow.
That kangaroo
That's
can't
awesome,
hop
Kevin.
across the ocean
How
to get to
dare you with
Miami.
your Australian hatred.
Wouldn't that be funny? We go on this cruise. It's like, Jay, like you said, I'm done after this. We'll maybe never do this again. And what if Simon's like, guys, I think I'm going to do it.
Then it's guys only.
Like, no, we got
guys
pulled
only.
It's
back
guys
in.
only. That's funny.
Oh.
All right.
All right. So, yes,
Okay, man.
again, check out our YouTube. Check out the social media. It's going to be an amazing weekend in Cleveland. That's the first time I've ever said that sentence in my life. An amazing weekend in Cleveland. First time for everything. But it's going to be great. Enjoy SummerSlam. Enjoy wrestling. This has been this week's That Wrestling Podcast. We will talk to you when we talk to you.
Thanks for listening. Follow That WrestlePod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
1, 2, 3, that's it!